Yo, brother, it's time for us to start talking the real, man. We've been sugarcoating too much. We've got to start calling everything out for what it is.
Well, hey guys, I'm on my first ride with the Begode Falcon. And first, a huge shout out to Jason at eWheels for providing me this wheel to have fun with, to test, explore, show you, demo it with various people. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure how today's gonna go because it's gotten off to a little bit of a bad start in that I'm been riding for maybe a few miles right now, and I'm on my river trails, but I'm on a little offshoot right now. Thought this would be a good place to talk a little bit about the wheel because it's a slower speed here. Yeah, I'm having wobble problems above 15 miles per hour, and you know, I love the lower speed handling of this wheel. I mean, it's just well, I can't turn here because I got my 9-foot selfie stick, and I'll hit that fence if I try turning right now. But anyway, the maneuverability of this wheel is awesome, and I love the ride of this tire. But I think what's the issue with the wobbles is my foot placement, and my ankles are starting to kill me. I was going to do a full, like, I don't know, what might have turned into a range test right now, because let's face it, this is not a long distance wheel. So this little kind of loop I was going to do is nominally about maybe 20 miles, 18 to 20 miles, and then I was going to potentially extend it. But my ankles are already starting to kill me. Let me see if I can show you the issue. It's the pads. So these right here are digging into the back of my heel. The front is okay, but this is preventing my foot from, I think my feet need to be back a little more because they're more sitting in the front, towards the front of the axle, and that's causing instability. Let's see if I don't know if you can see where it's hitting. Extremely uncomfortable. It's kind of a hard pad back there, and it's pointy, and so I kind of have to put my feet out to get them more comfortable, and then my toes are, I think, too forward of the axle. So that what that means is instability. I kind of had a feeling this might be the case when I first kind of stepped on the wheel. Before I even rolled it, I just got on the wheel and I couldn't quite. The backs was digging into the back of my my heel, above the heel. So when I start getting around 15 miles per hour, I start dealing with wobbles. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to still do the ride, just play around, but it's going to be slower speed. I don't need to. Riding with continuous wobbles is not fun. So what I'm going to do, which I kind of anticipated, I might have mentioned this in my unboxing, is I'm going to install side panels. Rip off these pads, use the existing Velcro that's on the wheel. Because I do woodworking, I'm going to use plywood. It's what I did with my S22. I made new panels and I used plywood, which is plywood is super strong. It's not going to break. So I'll shape some plywood panels, maybe give them an interesting look, paint them, for weatherproofing, and then install my own pads, and that'll be comfortable, and then I'll be able to put my feet where they need to be so I can ride at higher speeds. Now, I said I wasn't actually gonna, I didn't really have any intention of riding this wheel much above 20 miles an hour just because of the size of it. It's just not my comfort zone for this size wheel. Definitely prefer my bigger wheels. So in the low 20s speed wise for me is going to be perfect for my use case for this wheel. Again, doing errand runs around town, maybe throwing in the car if I want to just have a wheel with me, depending on where I'm going to be going. Because this wheel is super portable, which I like. Actually, I think I can do some little bit of turning here. Yeah, it's just super nimble. You really don't even have to think about it. A little bit backward. This selfie stick always throws me off. Anyway, I love the slow speed handling of this wheel. It really does remind me of like the M10 series of wheels. Very, very fun. And the suspension, I like. I'm enjoying the suspension. I've been doing drops off curves, and I think as I mentioned in a previous video, kind of reminds me of the S16 in that it's firm, but I like it better than the S16. The S16 doesn't have a lot of travel, and it feels very hard at the end of that travel, like it's bottoming out. This seems to have a more mellow. It does kind of feel progressive, though I doubt this is progressive. The coil doesn't look like it's progressive for sure. Maybe the actual shock is somehow. I don't know. Definitely has a good feel, even though it's reaching the limits of its travel. It's not a hard hit. So I'm enjoying the suspension. Feels it's really nice for this size wheel. I've not done any kind of dirt. Again, what I need to remind myself, like do little rides like this. Here I'm going through some loose dirt. This is a street tire, not super grippy. Got to remind myself to explore more. Particularly, little wheels like this. Deeper stuff here. A little bit of moon dust. Yeah, little wheels like this, when you're just traveling around, you gotta remember, explore. Take the untraveled path, like here. I've never gone here before, and I just noticed, because usually, I'm riding wheels and I'm zipping around, going 30 miles an hour down the trail, and don't even notice these things. Like, what is this? Looks like might be I see some tents. Homeless encampments. It goes. Skip going down here further. Yep. It's an animal. But anyway, looks kind of interesting. so it's great to have suspension now. And it's like we're getting suspension in everything. Maybe Pagoda could be coming out with an M10 series of wheels with a little mini suspension. I don't understand you guys who do comment periodically. I see comments that, oh, I prefer no suspension, or, just negative comments about suspension. I just do not get it. I mean, we drive cars have suspension, and motorcycle suspension, bicycles. There's nothing wrong with suspension. And I used to have, I don't have real bad knees for sure, but on long rides, I used to definitely my knees would be hurting me by the end of a long 50 plus mile ride, and particularly if there was a lot of trail riding, my knees would be bothering me by the end of the ride. And I do not, once I've moved to suspension, the last I guess a couple years now, I do not have knee problems from riding. I can go on a 100-mile ride, and my legs might be tired, but I'm not experiencing aches and pains in my knees. And that's all attributed to suspension. So I have one non-suspension wheel left. I'm not including that. I have multiple N10 wheels, so I'm not including those. For quote real wheels. I only have one non-suspension wheel left. That's the Sherman Max. And right now, the only reason I'm keeping that is I have a really nice seat on it that's super comfortable, and it's a long-range wheel. But yeah, I have a feeling a year from now, 2025, it's probably going to be gone. Just do not want to deal with rigid wheels anymore. All right, so I'm not sure what else I'll film. I'm gonna turn off the camera for a little bit. Again, like I was thinking about this being a range test, but my legs are really getting beat up with those pads right now. So I think when I get home after 18 miles, I'm gonna be done. So, but I will. I'll let you know. And plus, I'm not exactly going fast, so 15 miles an hour. So I'll let you know anyway what my battery is like when I get home after 18 to 20 miles at 15 miles an hour on average. If nothing else, that'll be the end of this video. All right, talk to you in a bit. Okay, I'm wrapping up the ride. Suspension feels good, really. For this wheel, I'm really enjoying the suspension. The ride's been great today. So, 19 miles, I'll put up the stats here. And 88 volts, which is like 50% battery. Now, it's not running very fast. You see the riding average is probably pretty low, though when I was riding on the straightaways, kind of like what I'm doing now, I was riding about 15 miles an hour. But yeah, so it's probably got great range then. If see, I gotta wait for this traffic. Yeah, if you're not going fast, You'll probably get 40 miles on this wheel. But yeah, my feet are killing me. Not my feet, but my ankles. These pads are awful. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, they must just be, you know, I guess designed this wheel for little people. Children, maybe, I don't know. Again, I don't know totally what the market this wheel was designed for. Sorry about going around in circles here. I don't want to ride around these trucks in front of me. Okay. The pads are awful. If you have, you know, I'm 5'11", I don't know, the average size male, I guess. My feet do not fit in these pads. They barely squeeze in between the front and the back pads. And again, it's just digging into the right above my heel. Very painful. I haven't been doing even any little jumps, like jumping over little curbs and stuff, which I can do on this wheel. Extremely painful right now. Oh, before I forget, it's a data point. My riding weight right now with this light gear is about 185 pounds. Again, just for some range information. I'll do a more proper range test when I can go about 20 without wobbles. So, yeah, next step tomorrow, I'll fabricate the new side panels, figure out how to design. I'm going to lose some protection on the front of the back of the batteries. Might have to cut some foam pieces for that to try and make it look nice. And then put some nice normal pads on this wheel so that they don't dig into my feet. So that's unfortunate. If you're a bigger person, I gotta tell you, I don't think these pads are gonna work for you. I can't remember. I don't think I had this issue with the A2. Must have, yeah, the pad. I can't remember the exact configuration of those pads, but I don't remember the pads being uncomfortable though. Well, it is what it is. All right, probably the next video on the Falcon that I make will be fabricating the new panels just for kicks. Some of you guys want to see that. All right, guys. Hope this mini ride on the Falcon was interesting, useful, and until next time, safe riding.